Right, hello. Welcome to the GoyCarp Invitational. And we're joined by the man himself, the people's champ, as he likes to call himself, Mr. GoyCarp. How are you doing, mate?
Wagga-wham! Feeling good, man. I'm looking forward to what hopefully will be a good race, good 100% race.
Yeah.
Something a bit different than we're used to. So yeah, fingers crossed, man.
For sure. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what strategy the drivers pick. Obviously, like you say, not our normal type of race. I'm just going to quickly change the settings, make sure people can hear you nice and clearly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people do. I'm kind of hoping it's not just going to be a kind of like a one-stop fest, as I think when you're doing 100%, I think the two-stop is quite feasible. Something that you might work out well for some people.
Yeah, get that aggressive strategy going.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. It may have been Michael C that I was talking to, and he was telling me, yeah, 100% races. You know, your two stops probably the stronger strategy. Again, don't know how reliable that information is, but might see that tonight, hopefully.
Yeah, either way, it should be hopefully a very good race. Obviously, being 100%, we hope it's entertaining. Otherwise, me and you are going to have a lot of a lot of blanks to fill in.
No, we've got lots to talk about recently. Europa League final, Champions League final. We've got it covered, man. We're all right.
This is true. This is true. Right. So let's have a quick look what's going on at the minute. Fitted. Yeah. So we've currently got Dutch out. Obviously, two-time back-to-back, as Clay likes to call him. Div 1 champion at the moment.
Fellow back-to-backer like yourself, AJ.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good. But we've also got, to the eagle-eyed viewers, Div 2 drivers as well. So we've currently got the league owner himself, Aaron, obviously currently leading the Div 2 championship. So it'd be nice to see him back up against the big boys again.
Yeah, it's you know, it was a bit weird watching him kind of get relegated. Obviously, he had that time out. You know, he did give it a good fight for those last couple of races. So yeah, it would be interesting to see his pace lining up against, like, you know, the likes of Dutch, Tomo, CJ especially. That's one I'm looking out for tonight.
Yeah, more Pagani.
Well,
retiring.
Pagani just put it in the wall.
Where's he put that in the wall?
Well, I flicked onto Pagani and he was kind of sideways, parked up against the barrier. So I don't know if that had any. Might have been one of the reasons that he's called it a day early.
Well, not a good start for Pagani.
No. There we go.
Tomo,
first of the runners in.
Yeah, Tomo puts it on provisional pole. A few drivers out on the supers, which is quite interesting. Obviously, we've still only got the short quality.
Maybe they're chucking in a sighter. Maybe they're just trying to get a feel for the track, see how the opposition are going to line up.
Yep, true. Maybe just a few drivers that have not done as much practice, so like you say, just trying to get a couple of laps in before they go for it. Oh, Crest now out as well.
That's what I was going to say. It's a couple of early retirements. That's is that worrying? I don't know. Part of a strategy, maybe.
Well, 100% race. So even if you start from the back, guy, you've got a long time to make stuff up. So why not be patient?
Plenty of time to make your move as such.
For sure.
Look, I mean, I'm looking through the field now, and there's a nice blend of obviously Division 1, Division 2 drivers. Yes, they won't be exactly being heads up against each other, but I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to see where people are going to be. Someone else that I'm going to be watching out for tonight is Donzo, who's obviously, well, what a meteoric climb he's had since he's joined the league.
Yeah, nah, he's in a league full of other quick drivers. I mean, Division 2, okay, is not as quick as a Div 1, obviously, the top guys, but Div 2 is by no means slow, and Donzo, like you say, has improved massively since joining. It's definitely my standout driver for sure this season.
Yeah, I support that. I mean, what's it? was at one point I think he was placed second in Japan.
Yeah, I think he even led the race for a couple of laps before he pit. So
kind of says a lot. Does say a lot.
yeah,
And,
I mean,
you know,
consistent, mate. That's all you need to be.
yeah, and I don't think I've ever seen him get a penalty so far.
No, he's had a few
absolutely
points.
mad.
Yeah, nah. To get, you know, a race without any penalties, especially with some of the tracks that we've run this season, which, you know, are notorious for strict, you know, corner cutting and things like that. It's definitely impressive. Well, since a few drivers are pitting, I don't know if you want to pull the rules up and prizes guy. You can go through it, since, you know, it is your invitational.
My baby.
For people who don't know.
This is the second variation of the GoyCarp Invitational. The first one, I think it was a sequence of races with the points being built up, and the winner of that was Raver's Revenge. So obviously, going into this one, he will try to be defending his crown. But this time around, we do have a prize structure, which I'm just attempting to load up. Hear the announcements tab.
Agent Panda's gone a little bit deep.
Quite a bit. I think there's £30 up for grabs. Winner of the race will receive a £5 PSN code. The highest placed division driver, so highest placed Div 1 driver, will get a £5 code. Highest placed Div 2 driver will also get a £5 code. Whoever manages to get the fastest lap will also get a £5 code. And I like that one because, you know, the later stages of the race, you might have a few people that, for whatever reasons, might not be able to grab those top prizes. Let's go for fastest lap. You know, it makes it a bit interesting.
Yep.
And the last prize is a constructor's prize. So the highest placed team, after obviously points have been awarded, each driver will receive a £5 PSN code. Now, unfortunately, we had a few drivers unable to make it tonight, so there's a couple of people out there that prize will not apply to, which is a shame, and I can only apologise to those people tonight that will be missing out. But you know, that's something we can look into for the next one to make sure we can avoid that. But we've got short qualification, 100% race, penalty system will be the same one already being implemented by the league. So if there are any incidents or any problems that you obviously wish to be reviewed, they need to be given into the stewards by 12 o'clock tomorrow. Obviously, once that's all been reviewed, then we will start to give out prizes, because obviously we don't know positions may move and stuff like that.
Yep. So,
but yeah,
still very much a professional FTRL race, just with prizes.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. You know, starting to introduce a prize structure. I mean, I don't know how regularly I can be introducing this, but see how tonight goes. Obviously, I'm hoping for a clean, fun race. I hope people embrace the idea. You know, we can come up with more concepts. The prizes can be anything. If anyone has ideas, suggestions, man, put them forward, because I'm happy to do it. You know, this league is flourishing at the minute. Whether that's F1, GT, you know, it's growing. So the more it grows, the better things we can offer.
Yeah, and I mean, must say, mate, hats off to you for you know, putting your hand in your pocket and obviously funding this. You know, all coming out of, like I say, your wallet. So fair play for that.
Yeah.
Fair play.
I've got a sweet spot for this league. It's, you know, it's a great community, great bunch of people, and I'm more than happy to invest in making it more enjoyable.
Good to hear, mate. Well, we've got some comments in the stream, so it's nice to see people watching. I've got Lennon in there, Blue Scopes. Lennon saying he should have raced if people dropped out, and then Pagani straight in with the "you're probably still drunk," which he probably is, to be fair.
Yeah, we don't condone drinking and driving at FTRL, so.
Especially not at the GoyCarp Invitational.
No, exactly. You know,
only the highest standards.
Yeah.
Pagani in there with a hashtag "Guy is the best commentator." Oof, that one hurts.
Not sure about that. I was going to say, you know, there's a reason that I asked Joe Burns to commentate this, guys, just so you know. Wink, wink.
Oof. Nom 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 nom.
No. Yeah, enjoy that. Enjoy that, mate. We'll see. We'll see what I'll be saying at the end of the race. You know, considering if there's, there's a few slow areas of the race where we have to try and fill the void.
That's true.
But no, it's good to see people are watching. 7 people, blimey.
The highs, the highs.
But to be fair, in regards to making sure people were in the lobby, we tried to constantly remind people about the race, and it was a shame that 4 people dropped out. It was very, very kind of last minute, so that these people obviously couldn't make it. So, given more time, we could have maybe tried to fill those spaces, but
yeah,
it's
a little bit unfortunate. Yeah, like I say, a little bit unfortunate, but we'll kick on. I mean, 16 drivers, for an invitational event, which wouldn't normally happen, I think is still a cracking turnout. To be fair, mate.
100% race as well. I know it's very time consuming. That's tough on the legs. Oh, have a little bit of a wobble there. So I'm great happy with the turnout, and Remco was kind enough to help fill one of those spaces. So and look at this guy now. He's embracing that with currently original pole.
Yeah. And it must be said that the winner of this race, I mean, if you're listening carefully to the rules, actually gets a tenner because they'll win the race and finishes their division's highest driver as well. So, yeah, and if they get the constructors, rolling in it.
Yeah. No, it's. I think the max prize that someone can actually pick up is if you win the race, so that's £10 there. If you can nab fastest lap as well, £15, and then if your team manages to pick up the constructors, that's £20 worth of PSN codes in your pocket. So.
And if your teammate is a Div 2 driver and finishes second, I mean, you've basically got all the money between the two of you.
Yeah, you're absolutely laughing. You're absolutely laughing.
Taking that all the way to the bank.
Yeah, we tried to balance the teams as well to try and keep it as fair as possible. It's not easy sometimes to work it out, but hopefully we'll see that balance come into play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you've got, this many quick drivers, unfortunately, but as is the standard of the league.
There you go. That's what it's about. Yeah, nom nom. FTRL guys. Only the fastest drivers here. But just having a quick look down. Obviously, Remco still holding that provisional pole. CJ Payne, someone that I said to watch out for, has managed to pick up second place on the grid. Dutch third. Tomo. Ravers in P6.
Yeah.
I know he'll be happy with that.
Self-proclaimed people's champ.
Yeah.
Not the actual people's champ.
Debatable, but that's for another night.
Aaron's still P8 on those ultras, which is actually not bad going, but I would expect him out soon. Yeah,
I would as well. Still 3 minutes left to go. That's easily couple more hot laps.
Yeah, Aaron is currently coming into the pits. I would assume to quickly get on the hypers and then go for a quick lap.
Tomo's just completing his outlap, getting those tyres warmed up. Same as Dutch. So I'll be intrigued to see where Dutch. I will put Dutch for pole. The guy's an absolute monster. So.
Must be said though, Remco knows his way around this track. On the time trial, I think he's second on the leaderboard for a wet time around here. So.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely accustomed to this track is Remco.
Yeah, it's a good time. A 133.4 on the 133.5 on the hypersofts. Nothing to shy away from. If you can improve on that, kind of secure that pole, that'll be good going into this race. Because if he can lead from the start, start to work a bit of a gap, hope that some of the cars behind maybe have to fight for position, he could run away with it.
Ooh, big side by Remco there though. Yeah, no, it should be an interesting start. I just hope that we don't have You know, a couple of incidents on the first lap because, again, 100% race. If you get damage quite early on, it's going to turn into a
Yeah.
very long race. So, yeah.
I'm hoping the drivers will take into consideration that this is a 100% race. You know, there's no need to try and force these early moves. You know, there's so much time. You know, strategies will come into play on this. It's not a case of turn one, everyone pile in. You know, you got to think about this. Be strategic. You've got a long time to, you know, decide what you want to do and how you want to play this. So, fingers crossed, we won't see any incidents. But
Remco has disconnected, I think. I mean, another interesting point as well is the fact that, you know, these drivers are going to have to get accustomed to running a higher fuel load. Obviously, in 50% races, you know, I'm sure it would probably feel different to 100% race in terms of fuel and things like that. I don't know. I've never done a 100% race. I'm just, you know, assuming that it probably would.
Yeah, I've only done 100% race. I think that was the Challenge Championship, and I binned it lap 13, so not too much experience there. But Dutch coming across the line. Okay, it looks like he's gonna give it one more shot.
Yeah, CJ crossing the line as well in the Merc. Just starting his lap, I think. So,
yep,
it's going to be a shootout.
Posh on an out lap. Yep, Matt Core's also on an out lap. What else we got?
Oh, I think Dutch has invalidated, so that's going to be his qualifying done. So, interesting.
Moves out the way for CJ. These two teammates in Division 1 currently. Not been too... Oh, Dutch is retired. Okay. Hopefully his car doesn't impede anyone.
Yeah. Hopefully not. Tomo's retired as well. We've still got a couple of quick guys out there. Still to put a quick lap in. Obviously Aaron hasn't set a time on the hypers yet. I don't think.
This is bored with at the minute. He's putting a good go. If he can hop up a few positions, that would be good for him. Okay, who have we got? So see, Dude, Donzo, and Peatman have all crossed the line. Still provisional pole. Couldn't better that at 1:33.5, but still very impressive considering.
CJ Payne's about to come around the last couple of corners. Remco not able to defend his provisional pole, so it's all down to the guys on track. Massive slide. Can he do it? No. So Remco's kept hold of it for now. Boy flag, I think, is about to come around the last couple of corners. So we'll see if he can get up there.
See how the McLaren boys do tonight.
Oh, he improves by nearly 2 seconds. It's only
Ravers managed to jump City Posh there at the end.
Well then, it's looking like a pretty mixed grid there, with a couple of guys crashing out at the start or retiring at the start. I'm not quite sure what was happening.
Quite surprised by that lineup, but
yeah, Donzo P11. Have we got any Div 2 guys? Well, apart from Aaron. City Posh 8th. Not bad going.
I'm wondering if Blue Flag may have invalidated a couple of his runs, considering he set his time. He did set his time on the Super Softs. Maybe he wants to sit outside the top 10. Who knows? But Remco takes pole. Dutch second. CJ third. Tomo 4. Chicken Guy 5th. Aaron 6th. Ravers 7th. City Posh 8th. Oh, I'm liking this.
It's looking good. Pagani in the chat. I appreciate the effort that guy has put into this race, and doubly appreciate the effort that Guy and Joe are putting into the comms for a 100% race. Well done, guys. Well, I appreciate the comment. And
me and Joe are just so passionate about the league.
Oh yes.
Oh yes. Hopefully Joe doesn't get triggered at any point, guys. I just don't want to end up by myself or
I'm too tired to get triggered today, Guy.
Joe's in a state of euphoria at the minute, considering the Champions League final results.
Yeah, took it out on me. Throat hurts way too much to get triggered today.
That's not because of the Champions League final, though. Hey, wing wing.
Oh no, I had a couple of friends over. That's another conversation.
Okay.
Here we go then. Would you like to run us through said formational app in your invitational event?
I'm very happy to. So, pole position for the race is going to be Remco, like I say, last minute addition. But you know, this is like Joe's pointed out, this is a favourite track of his. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how he does. In second, we've got Dutch back to back, two-time champ. So that's your front row lockout right there. In third place, CJ Payne, record for most consecutive wins in the league. Moving up to Division 1, you know, starting to really come into form now, so good things to come from him in the back end of the season. Tomo, lead steward, also another Division 1 driver who's, you know, showing his skills, you know, showing out how it's done. We've got Chicken Dude, just one of the cleanest drivers I think I've ever met. Fantastic guy. Admin will be leaving at the end of the season, unfortunately. That'll be a bit of a big loss. Sixth, we have the league owner, Mr. FTRL Aaron himself. Unfortunately, didn't manage to make the cut for Div 1. Got dropped down to Div 2, but has had a strong start to his season, picking up quite a few wins. Still very much in the battle to be promoted again. Next, we have the self-proclaimed Lord of Gaming, Mr. Raver's Revenge. Yeah, you know, just transitioned onto a wheel, medium track. No traction now, but good qualifying for him here. Then we have City Posh, Matt Kors, FTR Hammer Time, Donzo, again, one of the cleanest drivers I think I've ever seen, considering how short he's been playing this game, and he's transitioned straight onto wheel, and oh yeah, very impressive. FTRL Blue Flag, someone that has not necessarily struggled, but you know, we're looking to see big things from him towards the end of this season. And we've got Peteman, who picked up his last point, first point in the last race of the season. Agent Panda, superstar DJ, my ex-teammate, I love that guy. Hopefully he can have a good race. And then leading the back, we have Cress and Pagani, who unfortunately didn't have the best of qualifying, but we'll see how it goes.
Very good. I mean, I've just gone on board with Pagani as you were talking about him just then, and it's very strange seeing Pagani in a Ferrari. Either way, 5 red lights, and we're getting ready. Here we go. Such a delayed start. I never get that.
I was going to say.
the lights go out and nobody moves. Either way, Remco's got a very good start. Oh, there's a collision. I'm not sure who went round. Is it Aaron? I think it was Aaron. Cress has crashed out in the Force India.
So we've
Meanwhile,
lost the Force India.
Dutch has made a move on. There's a virtual safety car. Very interesting. At least that'll give us a little time to just run through the grid and see where people have changed. Aaron's gone up 1. Hammertine up by 4. Let's see, Push up by 1. Donzo and Blue Flag up by 3. Tomo down by 7. So I think it was a Red Bull coming together, and that sent Aaron round, I think.
What happened, I believe, was the 2 Red Bulls had a bit of a touch, which resulted in one kind of clipping the wall and then coming across the field, which is then obviously Cress has been wiped out. I think Raver's Revenge got caught up in that well, so did Peteman. So there might be a bit of wing damage in play at the minute, but that's a bit of an unfortunate start considering what we're saying. Maybe it's the commentator's curse came into play.
Oh, for sure, without a doubt. I mean, speaking of wing damage, Pagani's just got a penalty for hitting the back of Agent Panda, and we actually caught that on stream. And Pagani has now got damage to the front right of his wing. So that's interesting. He's pulled over and look where Reva's through. Virtual safety car has ended, and Dutch has fallen off the back of Remco.
Yeah, looking at Pagani, he's got severe front right damage. Going on board with Peteman as well, it looks like he's definitely picked up a bit of damage as well. Oh, what a shame. What a shame for these guys.
Yeah. In a race this long, it's not nice to see people getting damaged early on.
So
yeah,
here we go. So already 3 people in the pits, 4 people in the pits.
Donzo up to P5 though. He's currently the highest Div 2 driver. So, I mean, if it stays like this, boom, money in the bank.
Yeah, so the most beneficial drivers of that, obviously that turn 1 incident, well not even turn 1 incident, the start-finish straight, but Donzo up 6 positions, Blue Flag up 6 positions, Agent Panda up 6 positions. Amazing, amazing. And like again, obviously pointing out the fact that if Remco could get that clean start, pull away, he's already got a 2.5 second lead on Dutch. So
Yeah,
great start for him.
Looking good. Looking good at the minute. I mean, my gaps aren't showing up at the moment, so I'm just having to improvise and quickly flick through the drivers.
At the minute we've got Matt Cors is right on the back of Blue Flag, coming up to that DRS straight. So could possibly see maybe an attempted move around the back of here. Blue Flag is holding him off.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be a very impressive move to get around Blue Flag going through here.
AKA the bus. So he's having another look. He's having another look.
He's not giving up easy. Matt Cors. Oh. Very tricky corner. That you come around there at such speed, and it's such an off-camber corner. And if you're going through there in traffic with dirty air and all that,
anything can happen.
Meanwhile, Remco is just setting faster lap after faster lap.
There we go. So Remco's come in with a mission. He wants some money.
Money.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to get copyrighted actually.
Yeah, careful.
Oh,
Unsponsored stream. But to be fair, at the minute, there's only a couple of drivers really pushing for positions. So you've got Matt Cors on the back of Blue Flag. Peatman is now approaching Agent Panda.
Yeah, my interval times are slowly starting to pop up. I think Matt Cors is going to have DRS here. Yep, there we go. 100 metres. Boom, DRS open. I see what that Ferrari can do in a straight line. Oh, he is flying
straight
past
to
him.
overtake.
Yeah.
Good move there by Matt Cors. Made it look easy.
Yes, I mean, it looks nice and easy that, but you approach that hairpin at such speed. It's quite often that you outbrake yourself and whoever's behind you just normally does a switchback. So, like I say, Matt Cors has done quite well there to keep hold of the position.
Currently on board with City Posh, who's just on the back end of Hammer Time again, coming up to the DRS straight, so might be seeing a similar manoeuvre here. DRS is open. In overtake. Hammer Time. Is he gonna... Oh no, Tomo. City Posh, sorry, backs out of it. Ooh, very close.
Well, 4 laps now. Matt Cors still on the back of... yeah, I mean, he's hanging on. You know, he's got a couple of quick drivers behind him, but he's pulling away. So...
Just wondering, does Blue Flag picked up any damage by chance? I don't think he has.
I'm not seeing any obvious damage, so I mean, if he has picked up anything, I think it would be slight. But Matt Cors is currently in a McLaren sandwich at the minute.
Team orders. McLaren boys, squeeze him. Pagani must be hoping though that his teammate can try and bring some points, maybe for some constructors here. I feel sorry for Pagani.
Peaton's about to make a move on Panda actually. Into the hairpin. Oh. Oh, big slide for Peatman. He managed to keep hold of that though. Fair play to him. But yeah, what were you saying, Glee?
No, it's all right. I was on board with that. I was just saying about Pagani. Very unfortunate, obviously, drop back. Fingers crossed, you know, he can unlock some of that old Division 1 pace. Just get himself back into that fray. Again, strategies are going to be massive. You know, it might be a case of now, obviously with the early, I say one stop. He's obviously had his early wing change. You know, it might just be a case of another early stop, the harder compound tyre, and just trying to take it to the end.
Yeah, I mean, believe the Super Soft is the hardest tyre, so that's, you
Oh,
know,
my mistake. Sorry.
yeah, no, I mean, fair play. You say go on to the hardest tyre, I think that's what he's done, so you're obviously thinking alike. I'm not sure with 100% race how far each tyre goes, because like I said, I mean, I've got no experience on this game of doing 100% race. Um, I mean, I would imagine it must be 20 laps plus, surely, 30 laps at
Yeah.
least for the hardest tyre around here. I don't think tyre wear is that big a deal.
He's still going to have to make one more stop, but then it's just a case of, I mean, how I know Pagani's pretty good with his tyres,
Hmm.
so it might, if he might kind of have a bit of a longer stint, come out on the hypers maybe, and just try and blitz it. Who knows? Or onto the ultras and just try and balance it out,
Yeah,
see
he's
what he can do.
a very patient driver is Pagani, so with it being, again, we keep mentioning it, but the longer race now is so important because it gives people the time to, just get back into the groove if they have a slight mistake. Matt Cole's
Yep.
having a look around the outside of Blue Flag, and he'll think he's got the move done. Blue Flag might try and keep it in there, though.
Oh,
Oh, slight contact. I think Matt Cole's ran a little bit wide and got a little bit of a slide on, which sent him back into the McLaren. I don't think there's any damage on both cars, so both will carry on.
good racing.
Yeah, getting lively, guys. Getting lively.
That's what we want. That's what we like here.
Raver's right on the back of
racing.
these two now.
Hammer Times just past Tomo, round the back.
Very nice, very nice.
Obviously, the Peatman Agent Panda battle rages on.
Yeah, I mean, I've just come back onto Dunzo, just have a check how he's doing, because like I say, he's currently the highest Division 2 driver. He's pulled the gap now to 5 seconds, but what I do notice about Dunzo, which again is still a learning curve for him, as we mentioned, because he is quite new, is he seems to run in the higher ERS mixtures quite a bit.
He needs to be careful, like you said. I think that was pointed out in his last race as well. That he kind of just absolutely smashed his ERS. But then obviously you've got those couple of laps or lap to recuperate that, and you just drop all that pace you've just made. It just drops off,
Yeah.
But what we're doing him massive favours as well is obviously there's that little bit of a freeway battle between the two McLarens and the Ferrari of Matt Kors. Obviously with Blue Flag having to defend Matt Kors, it's just allowing Donzo to kind of get those extra few tenths, pull away. I mean, 11 seconds now. It's not going to be easy to pull back. But Matt Kors, Blue Flag on the inside. Oh, and the Ravens.
Very similar to the lap before, but Matt Course has got the move done this time. Ravens is just waiting to pounce.
This is good for the two McLarens in looking at the constructors. Oh dear.
Blue Flag's massively outbroke himself.
Concedes the position.
Dutch in. Hyper's off.
Okay.
What's he gone on to?
Ultras.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think Dutch will be doing, yes, a solid two-stop here. Ultras maybe. Again, I'm the same as you. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would work. Sure, it would work, but again, I'm not sure. I mean, he has gone obviously for the undercut now, which, I mean, the gap when he pit, I believe, was about 3.5 seconds. So depending on obviously when Remco comes in, I mean, he's not come out in any traffic, Dutch, really. The only guy he's got in front of him now is Donzo. So he's got 2-second gap to him, so he's got some clear air, so he can just get his head down.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see when the drop-off will start for these hypersofts. And again, with all these, obviously, you've got the super soft runners all at the back of those earlier incidents. When the hypersofts guys start to pit, it's going to give them an opportunity to kind of come back in, battle, get a bit more involved in this race. I mean, Pagani's brought that gap down now to 4.5 seconds. He was 12 seconds behind at one point.
Yeah, Ravens just made the move on Matt Kors as well. Big battle going on between these two. They're going to go side by side to the double right-hander, and that is never easy, but they've done it exceptionally. Matt causes outbroke himself though and ran a little bit wide on the exit, which gives Ravers the position. It's hotting up, Guy.
It's brilliant. I know the self-proclaimed Lord of Gaming, Mr. Ravers, has been putting in some practice, you know, doing some analysis for his tyres, but looks like, is that Matt Cord's going into the pits? Yes, it is. So, yeah, Ravers has been putting in the practice. You know, he wants to really give it a go tonight. So,
oh, Donzo's lost it in the background. Oh, sorry, I went on board with Dutch and I saw Donzo just lose it on the background. He's managed to catch it. Yeah, those hypers look like they're starting to drop off a little bit.
Yeah, it's 7-8 laps, pushing it. I mean, Remco now 6 seconds in the lead. Definitely taking advantage of that those early few laps.
Yeah, so Dutch is what, 20, what is that, 21, 22 behind? I'm not sure what a pit stop is around here, but
I think it's average about 22 seconds, something like that.
And I mean, if you're right, Guy, it's going to be exceptionally close on when Remco comes out. So let's hope and pray.
I do. I'd like to see, you know, I don't want it to kind of get a bit static at the top. I want to see something interesting. Hopefully, maybe a back marker will not necessarily cause an accident, but you know, will hold up some of these drivers.
Controversy.
Open up a bit. Yeah, of course. Having a quick look, City Posh now coming up onto the back of Peatman. Most likely be going for a move sooner. Probably not around these set of corners.
Yeah, you want to be patient around here. Peatman also coming up behind Agent Panda. Oh, who's gone a little bit slow going under the bridge. And Peatman's tagged the back of him. I don't think he's got any damage, but that's just going to slow everybody up a little bit. And back everybody up into Tomo.
Yeah, that allows Tomo to kind of get back into the party and try and make some moves, make some positions up. So, good. Couple of trains forming. I mean, that's a nice. And that also allows Hammer Time to try and bridge the gap after his obviously early pit.
4-car battle going on now. Well, that gap between Dutch and Remco for the lead is coming down every single lap. So these Hypersoft guys definitely need to think about pitting within the next couple of laps, I think, because you can just tell by going on board with some of these guys that the grip is just not there at the moment.
Yes, they're dropping off. I'm amazed that I'm amazed they're still out. I really am. Chicken guy is still catching up to CJ considerably, actually.
Yes,
CJ might be starting to feel the effects of these hypers dropping off.
Oh, 5 second stop go for Hammer Time.
Is that the final corner? Yeah.
Well, all these guys stay out again. I mean, just to take into consideration how much these tyres are dropping off now. Like I mentioned a couple of laps ago, the gap between Dutch and Remco was 21 seconds. It's now about 18. So that is a huge drop off. I don't know whether Dutch is just completely pushing, which I doubt, because with his experience now, he knows, you know, he's going to be in a good spot with the undercut.
But now I'm thinking as well, maybe he could have afforded to stay out a couple more laps on those hypers. You know, no offence to the drivers behind, but you'd like to think Dutch would have had the pace to kind of keep that gap, maybe slightly increase it. But now, obviously, with attempting that early undercut, you know, his ultra softs are going to be a little bit, you know, that little bit of extra wear could be massive in the long run. Again, such a long race, you just don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, no, very true, very true. Nexus Cats has just popped into the chat. Hello, everybody. Hello, Nexus Cats.
Nexus. It's good Lennon as well, just so that the Red Bull was squeezed in the middle of his teammate and the Williams. Then caused absolute carnage.
Mayhem. And Michael Korsgaard in there as well, with a go Matt Kors.
Oh, how many times left the session?
Yeah, disconnection. Oh, there we
Good.
go. Remco's in. CJ follows him.
There we go.
Chicken guy stays out. Wow, okay, that's surprising. You'd have thought he'd have followed those guys in.
Let's have a look. I'm on board with Chicken Guy now. I think he's going to be putting in an absolute blinder of a lap here in an attempt to... I believe he will pit at the end of this lap. He's going to try and get in as much as he can.
Well, Dutch has just taken the lead over Remco as well. Remco just leaving the pit now, back to full speed. And the gap now has switched to nearly 2 seconds. So that's nearly a 6-second swing, which is quite a big switch around if you think about it.
Yeah, it is. I'm just thinking, obviously... Oh.
Yeah, Remco must have been definitely struggling on those tyres.
Yeah. Still on board with Chicken Dude here. He's now on that back DRS straight. And overtakes. So he's definitely pushing. Definitely wants to try and get whatever he can out of this last lap. Dutch already on a yellow fuel.
Yeah, I think
That's concerning.
I think he was trying to push a little bit just to try and take the lead. But I mean, like you mentioned before, guys, it's all about the long game. So Remco now obviously has the 4-lap fresher tyres on Dutch, but I'm sure both of these guys will have to pit again anyway.
Yeah, I'm just going through as well. CJ is always is also showing a yellow fuel light at the minute, which obviously means he's been... Clearly they've seen that Remco's kind of not necessarily running away with it, but he's building a big gap. These guys obviously want to try and keep up. So, yeah, sometimes you have to sacrifice that extra bit of fuel, but even Donzo.
I mean, now you mention it, with a couple of drivers having yellow fuel as Chicken Guy pits, a few of these guys might have just underfueled. Get the car a little bit lighter.
Yes.
And just maybe save towards the end of the race. Maybe.
No, that would make sense. No, I can agree with that 100%. All those extra tenths, slightly underfueling. Again, obviously we know this race will eventually be big gaps emerging. Plenty of opportunities to sit in lean, recoup for some fuel, save on those tyres, and then maybe in that last stint have a little bit of a push. We've got a few more people in the pits now. Donzo's finally pitted. Red's Revenge is in the pits.
Donzo actually replaced his front wing. I mean, I didn't even know he had damage. Now, Raver's also changed his front wing, so I don't know whether they've had a little collision sort of when they were coming into the pits, because I mean, Donzo now is last. So, something must have happened.
I wonder if maybe on the, I want to say entry, maybe he's clipped himself, or... I'm pretty sure Ravers did get caught up in that early madness, but he did pit, unless he chose not to fix his wing at that particular time. Or did he pit? I'm sure he did. But yeah, he's come out against Hammer Time now, so Hammer Time on 10 lap old Super Softs.
Yeah, Tom on City Posh currently having a battle here. About to go through the quick right-hander towards the hotel, or is it a restaurant? I've no idea what it is, in all honesty. Oh, bit of a slide from City Posh. Tom manages to hold on. Gets that move done. Time penalty for Agent Panda.
Who's that? Just pinned it into the wall. Agent Panda, yeah. Looks like he's completely missed his breaking point there and just launched himself into the wall.
Just went on board with Donzo, and he is over there.
Unlucky for Agent Panda there.
Yeah.
Obviously the pressure from the driver behind may have contributed to that.
Now, with whatever's happened to Donzo, the highest Div 2 driver now is actually our league owner.
Yes, so...
Conspiracy!
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no money has passed hands here. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair to Aaron, I think he has mentioned a couple of times that if he does actually win any money, he wouldn't actually take it. I don't think.
It's good of him, you know. But maybe I'd known that prior to the race, I might not have invited the sod. Yeah. But no, I think that's quite honourable considering he owns the league. I think it's a generous gesture to possibly pass it on or whatever he chooses to do with it. We'll have to wait and see.
We're looking at gaps. Peatman is right on the back of Pagani. Peatman's still on those hyper softs. He's been on those now for 12 laps.
He's a madman.
He's probably skating around at this point. And I've just had a look to the top, and Remco is actually now in the lead by a second.
Yeah, but again, 4 lap better ultra softs versus Dutch. You know, again, I think that will make a bit of a difference towards the back end of this race. Prove me wrong, you know. CJ as well, 6.5 seconds behind Dutch. I'd like to see if that gap will decrease. But you know, the top 4 seem a bit set in stone at the moment.
City Posh has had a massive moment, I think. And he's just sat in the middle of the track. How is that not a safety car, please,
I was about to say, where is the safety car? My lord.
Literally smack in the middle of the track, right on the racing line, out of a quick corner. I mean,
this is something that I hate about this game, is the fact that moment right there, that brings the safety car out, and again, that closes the entire group back up, and we crack on again, you know. And because of that glitch, or whatever you want to call it, poor programming, poor coding, you know, we miss out on that now.
Yeah, definitely would have shook things up if obviously a few of these guys, especially Peatman, it would have helped Peatman a lot because he's been on those tyres that we mentioned now for 13 laps. Safety car comes out, gets a free pit stop, closes back up to everybody, and suddenly he's in the running again.
Yep. It's mad, absolutely mad. I don't know how he's doing it. He must. Surely you're coming in now, Peatman. I beg, pit, if you're listening to the stream, pit for your safety.
I bet his engineer is screaming at him.
Bono is going crazy.
Peatman, this is James.
Yeah. To be fair, I can imagine if Bono was Peatman's engineer, he's just constantly reassuring him. Yeah, you can take those. You can take those Hypersoft 68 laps or whatever it was that Hamilton managed to take those mediums. Yeah, Christ.
Crazy. Well, fair play to Peatman. He stayed out again.
She's a madman. But Bravers now on the back of Pagani, only half a second away. Probably the 2 closest cars on track currently. Down board with Bravers here as they come up the first straight.
Pagani obviously still on those supers, having had that damage at the start.
Doesn't look like he wants to challenge unless, no. Is he going to go for the inside line? Kind of send it? No. Bravers gets the move done. Makes it look very easy.
I think that's quite smart there from Pagani though. He's playing the long game, I think, at the moment. No point fighting Rangers on the ultras.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Let him through. Take his DRS.
Yeah. Just get a bit of a piggyback.
Yeah, of course.
Use Ravers' fresher tyres and speed to kind of keep him pull him along a bit. Save on, but we're 16 laps in now, and the gaps are forming. So Remco now 2.5 seconds ahead of Dutch on those 4-lap fresher ultra soft tyres. We have a look at Aaron, now 14-lap old ultra softs.
Yeah, and 25 seconds behind Chicken Guy.
Yeah, I'm wondering if those tyres are already starting to feel a bit of wear, maybe they're losing that extra little bit of grip. You know, it's a big gap, so I'm quite confident at the moment saying this top 4 are looking quite strong to pick up some good points and prizes.
Yeah, I think Donsol's had another crash. He's come into the pit with a damaged front wing. I think that's what the yellows in Sector 3 were for, unfortunately.
Another time penalty. That's something I'm going to have a quick look at as well. Let's see what we've got going on penalties-wise this early in the race.
And I think the highest constructor team at the moment is Red Bull with Tomo and Chicken Guy. Currently
yes,
4th and
obviously
6th.
It was a bit of a late switch around. Tomo, again, it will have to be reviewed at the end of the race. Obviously both being Division 1 drivers, one of which would have to be considered, or could be considered as a Division 2 driver, just for the sake of how the point scoring system will work. Obviously due to the last minute arrangement of this team. We'll see how it pans out, but yeah, currently as it stands, yeah, they're going to get some money.
Money, 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 money.
But then you've got also, well, man, you've got obviously the two McLarens are still bunched up nice and close, so they're going to pick up some solid points between them. The two Ferraris, not too far apart, you know, there's still an opportunity for some change here. You know, Remco now is flying solo, so it looks like Constructors is a dream now for himself, especially if these two Red Bulls remain where they are. Actually, let's have a look. So, Remco would pick up 10 points. Dutch, as it stands, picks up 9 points, followed by obviously his teammate, Peatman. Obviously, again, I can't count out how many there are. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, at this rate, Peatman's picking up like 6 points, 5 points. It's not. This is what I mean. It's still crazy. So, anything can happen here. It's just all about the position, and obviously with the drivers that have not turned up, it just gives more opportunity to these other guys.
Yeah. Approaching lap 20. And something going to start playing on the drivers' minds now, I think, because normally in a normal league race, you're coming towards the end of a race now.
Yes.
So now you've just got to start thinking of all these other things because you've still got another half of a race left.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about now. You know, still. Oh, what's that? That's 30. Has now ended up quite far behind the field, so I'm wondering if maybe he's had a couple of wobbles there. Have a look at the stops. So Donzo's made 2 stops. So what else have we got going on? Matt Kors catching up to the back of Tomo, half a second behind. Again. Looking good, looking strong.
Slightly older tyres.
Yeah, I'm wondering if, you know, even though Tomo's got on the 16 lap old Super Softs. Oh, Matt Kors, having a quick look. Oh, is he going to get the move done? Oh, runs very wide. And he gets it done. Obviously, kind of, it's relative, isn't it? Obviously, Matt Kors' tyres, even though they're only 10 laps, they're going to start to be feeling a bit, you know, not necessarily overly dead, but starting to slowly drop off, ever so slightly. I know obviously with it being a 100% race as well, you know, you expect the tyres to last longer, but I don't know, you know, Abu Dhabi, hot track.
Whew.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one. Going to be a long one. So I'm going to stay on board with Tomo. Yeah, it's a hot day today, guys.
I am boiling.
Betty Swallocks, as they say. But yeah, Tomo now trying to stick onto the. He's still in DRS range though, which is going to obviously benefit him. Going up to that first DRS straight. Yep, straight into overtake. Here comes DRS. Bop. he's going to keep that gap. See if Matt Cause is trying to counteract that. See now Matt Cause has got the old yellow fuel light on, but he's not running any ERS. Currently in no ERS mode, trying to get some of that battery back. She's probably going to allow Tomo to catch up on these two straights. Keep that distance at a minimum. Again, maybe get a bit of a piggyback, considering these tyres are starting to feel a bit old now. Raver's Revenge, just a second behind Blue Flag. Again, running low ERS. Not trying to overly push against his teammate for the night. Chicken Dude, 2 seconds behind CJ Payne. Coming up to that back straight. Roughly, well, 1 lap better tyres, but we know that CJ's found that run of form going into him. And I have to say, Remco looking very strong. Now 4-second gap against the 2-time.
Yeah, he's flying at the minute. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the straight.
Now Ravers catching up to his teammate. They're just about to come to the hairpin. Oh, Ravers there. Blue Flag with the better exit, but yeah, Ravers into overtake. He's going to get that DRS. Will Blue Flag defend? No. I think he understands that he's got the pace. Lets him by.
Alright, I think YouTube's having a bit of a brain fart, so I'm just going to quickly restart the stream, because it looks like it's stopping at 1 point.